नमस्कार दोस्तों और जय हिंद। आप सभी को स्वागत है इन माय चैनल 1971 वॉर बुक सीरीज। तो दोस्तों, you must have seen my program with Dr. Nurun Nabi, the man who is one of the founding minds of Colgate toothpaste. We all, I guess, use Colgate toothpaste, right? And in my podcast video, he appeared talking about his own experiences as a Mukti Bahini fighter. Yes, he was involved in the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. He was a student of biochemistry from Dhaka University, जिन्होंने भारत जाके भारत के 101 कम्युनिकेशन जोन, डिवीजन, इन्फेंट्री डिवीजन, उनके साथ मिलके उनके थ्रू हथियार टंगाइल डिस्ट्रिक्ट के मुक्ति बाहिनी के पास पहुंचा दिए थे ताकि मुक्ति बाहिनी का फाइट अगेंस्ट दी पाकिस्तानी फोर्सेस जारी रहे। उन्होंने भारतीय फौज के कोर ऑफ सिग्नल्स ब्रिगेडियर पी के घोष के साथ भी काम किया था रिगार्डिंग द रिकॉनेसेंस ऑफ द ड्रॉप जोन्स, जहां पे 2 पैरा उतरेंगे। द ड्रॉप जोन्स वेयर द पैराट्रूपर्स who made history in the 1971 war were going to land. After the war, he went back to his own student life and then became a scientist. But today, with the present Bangladesh crisis that has unfolded since the 5th of August 2024, this man, Mukti Bahini fighter Dr. Nurun Nabi, has been very much upset. Evil pro-Pakistani forces like the Jamat-E-Islami, Hizb ut-Tahrir and other terrorist organizations in Bangladesh, supported by the terrorist Interim government of Bangladesh headed by Yunus, Dr. मोहम्मद यूनुस, उनके खिलाफ डॉक्टर नुरन नबी बहुत पहले से ही राइट फ्रॉम 5th of August 2024 से ही बात करते आए हैं। डॉक्टर यूनुस के रिजीम के हर एक एट्रोसिटी के बारे में डॉक्टर नुरन नबी, staying in America itself, has started speaking out in the Bangladeshi diaspora community and also hosting programs to inform the world about what the interim government is doing in Bangladesh. You all know the news, I would say. It's there in the entire international media, not only in our Indian media. Bangladesh media to ye sab chupata hi hai, so I'm not going to talk about them. Dr. Nurun Nabi ka jo ye feeling, his heavy heart that he is watching his own country collapse, the very country whose independence he fought for, the very feeling of being upset that is being felt by thousands of Indian army veterans who fought in the Bangladesh Liberation War, जिनका आज हाथ नहीं है, पैर नहीं है, who have been wounded even in their own psyches, who have seen their comrades dying in front of their eyes. मुक्ति योद्धा, हजारों के तादाद पे जो मुक्ति योद्धास है, उन्होंने खुद देखे हैं कि बांग्लादेश में कैसे आज नैरेटिव बदला जा रहा है, कैसे आज शेख मुजीबुर रहमान के स्टैच्यूज को तोड़ा जा रहा है। द एंटायर फाउंडेशन ऑफ द बांग्लादेश हिस्ट्री ऑफ लिबरेशन, द एंटायर हिस्ट्री ऑफ द 1971 वॉर इज बीइंग इरेज्ड to serve Pakistani and American interests. Hence, I have invited Dr. Nurun Nabi to speak on this subject and to speak out exactly what this American puppet is doing in Bangladesh, what the ISI is doing in Bangladesh, ताकि हम भारतीयों को भी और अच्छी तरह से पता चले कि एक्चुअली अभी बांग्लादेश में कहां तक ये गंदी नाली का कीड़ा जो इंटरिम गवर्नमेंट है, ये कितना नीचे जा सकता है। आज बांग्लादेश का जो हालत है, इसका सबसे बड़ा सफरर कौन है? दी बांग्लादेशी, ऑर्डिनरी बांग्लादेशी पीपल। हमारे भारत के साथ तो बांग्लादेश इंटरिम गवर्नमेंट ने ही संपर्क बहुत खराब कर दिए हैं। तो ये सब बारे में आज हम चर्चा करेंगे एंड लेट्स वेलकम डॉक्टर नुरन नबी टू आवर प्रोग्राम टुडे।
As decided, sir, we will be talking about the present Bangladesh crisis, and I would like to have a brief, what I can say, description of the kind of problems you have also faced regarding this crisis that had started from 5th of August 2024. At the end, I'll ask you about this, but initially, sir, I would like to know in what light and perspective do you see this entire, I would say, uprising that had happened against Sheikh Hasina to the present takeover by the Islamist radicals and a complete turnover towards going back to an East Pakistan kind of status of Bangladesh? As you are a respectable freedom fighter, sir, your opinion I would value the most, because men like you have served for the entire 9 months of the 1971 war to bring a secular, liberal, and I would say democratically upheld Bangladesh. And I understand how much it must have upset you personally, because I am a historian working on this war. It does upset me. So I would like to know a bit about your perspective, sir.
First of all, thank you for inviting me. It is indeed very upsetting for me, and not only for me alone. It's for the entire pro-liberation forces, including freedom fighters. And the current situation occurred by the orchestration of an international conspiracy.
Okay.
And now we have so many information. It was not uprising. It was a conspiracy led by United States of America, United Nations, European country, Pakistan. We heard nowadays that Qatar and Turkey was involved, and of course anti-liberation forces within the Bangladesh. It is a religious fundamentalist party like Jamat-E-Islam, their student wing. And this has been planned and executed for last 15 years. The purpose of this international conspiracy was very clear, that America wanted to have lease on the island known as Saint Martin. They want to set up a naval base to monitor China's military activity.
Right.
And Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, before the liberation war, was approached that if you give us this base, we will give you the independence. He refused. He had to sacrifice. He was killed by the international conspiracy in 1975.
I think there is a book written by Mr. B.Z. Khosrow about the CIA link to the murder of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
Yes, yes. And to make a long story short, then when Sheikh Hasina came to power, she was also approached for the same deal, that you gave us Saint Martin, you help us to establish a Christian state in a part of Burma, you can keep in power for rest of your life. She refused.
Right.
And that's why last 15 years this conspiracy was going on. It's a long story. In short, I can tell that when there are all the attempt to destabilize her regime or remove her from power, when everything failed, finally they made this plan as if that there was a movement for the student for the realization of non-quota system. But it was a ploy. That was not the main reason. Main reason was to remove Sheikh Hasina from power and established a pro-West, pro-American, pro-West government who will incline to give serve the interest of the West.
Right.
And that was the conspiracy, and they select Dr. Yunus, Muhammad Yunus, as their front person, as their puppet, to install him so that he will imply or he will comply all the agendas of West, especially America. So what is going on now is the meticulously planned objective of the West, so that in Bangladesh, America can be able to establish a state in part of Burma. It's called Rakhine. There was a civil war going on. The Rakhine army, they were rebel. They are fighting against the military government. So America want to help this Rakhine with arms and ammunition, and they want a safe corridor for the Rakhine so that they can ship arms to them. And they also already have control over this Saint Martin Island. In video, we have seen American soldiers are rehearsing or making practice over there. And then Yunus addressed to the nation that Chittagong Port, one of the successful national institution in Bangladesh, should be given to a foreign company. So these are the issues which compromise the sovereignty of Bangladesh.
Right.
And Yunus has agreed to implement those, and Dr. Yunus has given a blank check to the America that they can do all these things. But a political party, Awami League, the largest political party, then BNP, second largest party, combining these two parties, they represent almost 80% of the population. And moreover, national institutions like Bangladesh Army, they also refuse to give up those safe corridor to Rakhine by the support or by the advice of America. They refused. They said this is kind of giving away our sovereignty. We will not comply with this decision of the Yunus government. In short, Yunus has come to power by promising that he will fulfill the agenda of West, especially America. But for his corruption, for his support from religious fundamentalist party like Jamaat and Shibir, and lawlessness, and then no respect for human rights, there is a mob violence, and then economic downturn. Combining all this is losing support from public,
Right.
as well as the student group who led this so-called terrorism by
The mob
using
vandalism that we got to see last year.
vandalism, then looting, arson, all kinds of lawlessness has plunged Bangladesh into a failed state.
Right, sir.
People has realized this, so people are withdrawing their support. So Yunus has right now no other alternative but to give in the demand of West, especially America, and stay in power. So the ploy or the conspiracy he is leading to is that when there was a arms shipment of the, already it did, the Arkain, when they will fight against current military junta of Burma, and then Burma may not like it, Samrik military junta may not like it, they may think that Bangladesh is doing hostile activities. So there could be a kind of war between Burma and Bangladesh.
Right.
And then when the Arakan state, the Myanmar will be divided into two. One is pro-American Arakan state, then pro-Chinese, pro-Indian Burmese military government. Then China will not stay silent.
Right.
Indians in the rest will be affected. They will not stay silent. So what will happen then? The scenario would be that this America will support Rakhine state and Bangladesh. On the other hand, China and India will oppose it.
Right.
And then Russia is a natural ally of India, and also they have improved relations with China. They will support, Russia will support China and India. So then there could be international proxy war in Bangladesh.
Right.
So Bangladesh will become a battleground of proxy war, and then Bangladesh will be the loser. There will be destruction militarily, economically, and human lives will be lost. So the Yunus conference is that if there is a war situation in Bangladesh or neighboring
Then he
Bangladesh,
can stay in power.
he will say that and there could be no election under these circumstances. So then he'll postpone the election, though by pressure from the political parties, he declared a week before that there will be election in April, though all the political parties, even army, wants the election should be held within December. He defied all these demands, and he said election will be April. So his expectation is that by April there will be warlike situation. Then he has to cancel the election. He will say there could be no election during this war kind of situation, so he can stay power in
Longer amount of time. Now, sir,
Right.
coming to a very sentimental thing, of course, to people, especially for people like you, who have served in the 1971 war for liberation. Pakistan, coming to the story right now, and the, I would say, elements like Jamat-E-Islami, the freeing of war criminals, and the complete desecration of the ideologies of 1971 war. What is your, I would say, understanding and feelings as the situation develops into a more, what I can say, repulsion from the 1971 war ideologies, sir?
It's a really painful situation for me. I have no words or enough words to condemn this. It was an international conspiracy by the defeated force of 1971.
Right.
In 71, with the help of India and Russia, in spite of opposition from America, China, and Middle Eastern countries, we won the war, we got independence. So this conspiracy's main objective is to undo the gain of 1971 and established a pro-Pakistani government and a ultra-rightist fundamentalist government in Bangladesh. This Yunus, unfortunately, though he is termed as a ambassador of peace and a Nobel laureate, but he has become an ambassador of violence. He is promoting ultra-rightist religious fundamentalism in Bangladesh. He introduced the mob killing, and he has undone the history of liberation war. He came to USA and with an interview with Voice of America, he said, by setting a push button, we have erased the liberation war history. So he has tried to dishonor Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the founding father. His house was converted into a museum. His supporter destroyed that house, burned into ground. His government did not try to protect. Then this and the national days to honor Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, that has been abolished. Freedom fighters being dishonored. So all these activities he is promoting to undo the liberation war history, achievement of liberation war history. And also, unfortunately, during the war, everybody knows that India helped us with arms, ammunition, training of the freedom fighters, and 1 million people were forced to take shelter in India, and another 1 million people were displaced within their home. So India, with the help of international community, they housed, they sheltered, they fed those refugees.
Right.
So in spite of all this help during the war, and also since 1971, there was a good relation with India. It is economically feasible and profitable to do business with India because it's close proximity.
Right.
To import something, goods from Europe or America, it will be costly, the carrying cost. But with dealing with India, it's easy and it's profitable for both countries. So there was a good friendship, a friendly relationship with India and Bangladesh. Yunus, after came to power, they took anti-Indian attitude and pro-Pakistani attitude. They invited the members of the ISI, Pakistani intelligence forces in Bangladesh. And in Pakistani forces, they killed 3 million people. They raped more than 200,000 women. They destroyed our property. And Yunus government is so ungrateful to India that they are making friendship with Pakistan, which has carried out genocide on Bangladeshi people. And it is reported in the media that the Pakistani ISIS officer visited Bangladesh. They set up their office all over Bangladesh to promote anti-Indian activities, to promote secessionist activities in Seven Sisters Indian state. So these kind of anti-Indian activities, pro-Pakistani activities will make, had already made friendly relation between India and Bangladesh at the lower level. So this is not good for India, it is not good for Bangladesh. And their heinous conspiracy that they will make Bangladesh a mini Pakistan, or they will Bangladesh and East Pakistan will never be successful. Though initially they were successful, people are suffering because from India goods used to come and those were cheaper. People can enjoy those things, those goods at a cheaper rate. Now India had stopped and communication has disrupted, so price of the goods are going up. People are suffering.
Right.
So this anti-Indian policy of the current government, and also encouraging a section of the population to do these anti-Indian activities, hurting Bangladeshi people. India has a limit. India will never allow a religious fundamentalist state to their neighbor.
Right.
So situation with
So
India.
as far as I know, sir, Sheikh Hasina administration had been very, what I can say, secular of nature, and I've seen.
I'm coming to that point. I'm coming to the point that this Bangladesh Liberation War based on four principles. One of them was secularism, that Bangladesh will be a secular state. All religions, people of all religion will have same right, same benefit, same freedom. But Yunus government, he has become a puppet of Jamat-E-Islam, which opposed the Bangladesh Liberation War, and their student front, Shibir, we know their violence activities, and also coming to power, he released other religious terrorist group. Yunus had released all
Even
those
war
people.
criminals, I would say.
More criminals, and those all these anti-secular group and pro-religious fundamentalist group and anti-Indian, they are very active, very much active in Bangladesh, and that is creating a problem. Ultimately, America has zero tolerance towards religious fundamentalism. For the time being, though, for their small interest, they are supporting Yunus government, supporting Jamat-E-Islam. There was a report that just 2 weeks back, Jamat-E-Islam President met in Qatar with the officers of State Department of USA and CIA agent and Pakistan ICIs. So this is a wrong policy USA is following for the short-term goal, but ultimately long-term goal will be hurt, and America has to change their course and India will not stay silent, keep quiet if there is a religious fundamental regime established permanently in Bangladesh. So, though currently my people of Bangladesh are suffering, there was no law and order situation, there was mob killings, there was arsoning, looting, all these kinds of going on. Nobody is safe in Bangladesh. Number of rapes has gone up, but ultimately people of Bangladesh, they are realizing that this regime is a puppet of Jamaat and Shibir, and though they are being supported by America, but ultimately China, India and Russia, they will not accept it. So situation will change, but it may take time. But by that time, if there is a proxy war in Bangladesh, people suffering will increase. Country will really become a failed state, like a state like Afghanistan, a failed state like Iraq, or Syria or Libya. It will happen, suffering will increase, but ultimately the conspiracy led by Dr. Yunus will fail. People of Bangladesh eventually win.
Right.
And the ideals of liberation war, secularism, and Bengali nationalism, it will re-establish in Bangladesh. As a freedom fighter, I wish that, and I am pretty much sure it will happen, because there is a track record of Bangladesh, history of Bangladeshi people. When there was setback during 1971 war, two superpowers, China and America, and then a disciplinary, sophisticated Pakistani army supported by Middle Eastern countries. They were not successful. They were defeated by people like us. We had no training, but
right.
yeah, we are student activists, and with the help of India and Russia, we got the independence. So I'm very much hopeful that eventually we'll win. The conspiracy and ill-motivated this plan by Yunus will definitely be failed, and we will win, and Bangladesh again will become a secular state with the ideals of Bangabandhu. And as you know, during last 15 years, Sheikh Hasina's regime, with the help of international community, especially India, has become a role model of development.
Absolutely. I mean, especially after COVID time, I would say.
Mega projects like this
Padma
Metro
right.
Rail, Jamuna Bridge, Padma Bridge, and there was electricity every village, every home. So, and Bangladesh was graduating into next level of countries, from the underdeveloped country to developing country. So all these things, there was peaceful harmony within the community. So all has been destroyed by Yunus regime in 10 years. There is rise of corruption, and Yunus has proved himself that he is a corrupt person. He is a dishonest person. He is a supporter of terrorism. He is a violator of human rights.
Right.
So all these are very clear to the people of Bangladesh, as well as to those Western countries who supported him. So things are coming to end, I'm sure. The regime of Dr. Yunus and liberation war idealism will be.
Before concluding our program today, I would like to know a bit about the setbacks you personally had suffered. I mean, any loss?
Well, many of my friends, relatives, they suffered. I have established a library at my village home, and they have destroyed that. Okay. And the complaint is that the name of the library was Joy Bangla Pathagar. Okay. Joy Bangla Library. That was and many of my friends, relatives, they cannot stay at home. They are hiding. They are staying in different places. So, and not only in my personal, but I know hundreds of thousands of people's plight that under the current regime of Yunus, people have no safety, no human rights, no economic guarantee. It's a hell
Hell of a situation.
has become in Bangladesh right now.
I hope the situation changes, sir, and I hope you can go back to
I
your
hope so.
country, the very country you fought for, sir. I hope.
I have one message to Indian people that the people who are opposing India making provocative slogan or activity against India. It's a very small part of population. Most of the Bangladeshi people they respect the friendship of India, which they offer during 1971 war, and as well as after that this friendly relation. So we are grateful to India for their help in 1971, as well as last 50 years when India helped in Bangladesh in different way, different development
Yes,
work.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your speech on this, and thank you again for coming and speaking about your experiences and this new crisis. I hope the people of India and Bangladesh can understand and resolve this crisis so that we can grow together, sir.
Sure, sure. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Joy Bangla.
Joy Bangla, Joy Hind. Thank you, sir.
Joy Hind.
Thank you.